Budgeting is a scarcity tool. It was built to manage less, and most of us are using it to try and build more. Your money is not a thing to be guarded. It is a team. And right now, most of yours is sitting on a bench. Stop policing the spender and start allocating the capital. You don't need more control over your spending. You need more honesty about your producing. The thing you call control, that white knuckle, the denial, the guilt, that's not control. Welcome to Rich and Regulated, where women learn to build wealth in alignment and flow. I'm Jessica Soul. For over a decade, I've helped women create the lives of their dreams, and here I'll share how I build wealth, fast-track results, and reveal money truths that will blow your mind. Let's get wealthy. Babe, I want to start with something that's going to feel a little bit illegal to say out loud today. Budgeting is a scarcity tool. It was built to manage less, and most of us are using it to try and build more. And I know what that lands on, because I used to be the queen of the budget. I had the color-coded spreadsheet. I had the app that buzzed me when I went over on groceries. I had little envelopes, cash in the jars, the whole 9 yards. And I want you to hear me when I say this, because I say it with so much love. I was so disciplined and I was so broke. Not broke, but stuck. Managing the same number year after year, just with better software. So let's talk about it, because I think this is one of the great quiet cons of being a financially responsible woman. And nobody's going to say it to you at the dinner party. So here's the thing about a budget. It's not evil. It's not stupid. It's a tool. And like every tool, it trains your attention somewhere. And where a budget points your attention every single day is often at lack, at the gap, at the line you're not allowed to cross. You open it and the first feeling in your body is not possibility, it's a flinch. Did I go over? Can I afford this? Should I have bought that? It's like the spreadsheet of shame. And you're the one who built it. And you're the one standing guard over it, like a prison warden of your own goddamn life. You cannot shrink your way to wealth. You just get very, very good at managing crumbs. And look, I'm not being dramatic for the camera. Think about what a budget actually is mechanically. It's a list of things you are trying not to do. It's a restriction in a nice font. Every category is a fence, and your beautiful, capable, sharp brain, the one that built a business and raised humans and survived things that would flatten a lesser person, that brain spends its energy white-knuckling your own spending, policing your $7 coffee, feeling guilty about the dress. And while you're down there in the weeds counting the crumbs, the actual game of wealth, the big game, is happening on a completely different field. And nobody invited you because you were busy guarding the pantry. So I want to reframe the whole thing for you right now. Most women think the path to wealth is control. Spend less, save harder, restrict more, and one day the pile will be big enough. But really, wealth was never about what you withhold. It's about what you put to work. And those two things are not the same skill. They are not even the same woman. So let me tell you what wealthy women actually do instead. And I mean the real ones. Not the loud ones, the quiet ones with the calm faces. They do not track restriction, they track production. So say that with me. Wealthy women do not track restriction, they track production. A woman with a budget asks one question all day long: where did the money go? A woman building wealth asks a completely different one: what is the money doing for me right now? While I sleep. And do you feel the difference in your body even just hearing that? One is a woman looking backwards at a leak, and the other is a woman looking forward at an engine. You see, your money is not a thing to be guarded. It is a team. And right now, most of yours is sitting on a bench. And I want you to really sit with that picture, because it changed everything for me. Stop thinking of your money as a pile that you protect. Start thinking of it as a team you employ. Every dollar you have is a little worker. And the only question that matters, the only one, is whether that worker has a job. Because $1 sitting in a savings account earning you almost nothing is a worker that you're paying to nap. He's on the payroll, he's just asleep. And the budget is brilliant at making sure you don't lose any workers. It's completely silent on whether any of them are actually working, and that is the shift. And I want to name it really cleanly because it is the heart of this whole episode. Stop policing the spender and start allocating the capital. Those are two women living two different lives. The woman who polices the spender wakes up thinking about what she can't have. The woman who allocates the capital wakes up thinking about where to deploy. One is in defense all day, every day, exhausted. The other is on offense, calm, almost bored, because she has a system. And here's what I need you to really get. It is not that the second woman is smarter. She just changed the questions she asked. That's it. That's the entire gap. She stopped asking, can I afford this? And started asking, what will this produce? A budget asks, can I afford this? A wealthy woman asks, what will this produce? Now, let me give you a real anatomy of this because I don't want you walking away with just a good feeling or a vibe. I want you walking away with a complete brain rewire. There are 3 things you need to understand about why budgeting quietly keeps you exactly where you are. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. The first one is the attention thing. We've touched on it, so I'll keep this tight. What you look at, you get more of. A budget makes you look at lack all day. So you become an expert at lack. You become a world-class manager of a small amount of money. You will manage that small amount of money beautifully for the rest of your life. That's the prize. Do you see the problem here? The second one, this is a sneaky one, is that budgeting feels like progress when it's actually just motion. It's busy. There's a dopamine hit when the numbers all add up, when you come in under, when the app gives you that little green tick and it tricks your nervous system into thinking you did a wealth thing today. You didn't. You did the not losing thing. They feel identical and they are worlds apart. Not losing is not the same as winning. A goalie who never lets a goal in still loses 0-0 if nobody up front ever takes a shot. And the third one, and this is a big one. This is the one I literally want tattooed on the inside of your eyelids. Budgeting has no ceiling and no floor. It only manages what is already there. It cannot, by its very design, ever create more. The most a budget can ever do for you is help you keep 100% of a number that isn't changing. It's a closed loop. Production is an open one. Production says this dollar can go out and bring back friends. A budget has literally never had a thought like this in its life. Just quickly, guys, if you're a woman who's earning well but still feels like your money isn't working for you, I can help. My Build Your Wealth portal is the perfect place to begin, and for less than $100 a month, I'll teach you the exact groundwork that has allowed me to create freedom for my family. Just hit the link in the show notes to connect into my community today. Now back to the episode. The woman who tracks restriction gets a smaller life that she manages perfectly. That is the trap. Now, I want to be honest with you because I know you're intelligent and you will catch me if I'm not, right? So I'm not standing here telling you to throw the spreadsheet in the bin and go wild. That is not the reframe here. Awareness still matters. Knowing what's coming in and what's going out, that's just about being an adult, and you are already an adult. So the flip is not from discipline to chaos. The flip is from restriction to production, from a frame of lack to a frame of growth. Same numbers, completely different nervous system. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Your nervous system follows the frame. If your frame is guard the pile, your body lives in a low, constant fear. If your frame is deploy the team, your body relaxes. Because now there's a plan, and the plan is bigger than this month. So let me handle the thing you're thinking right now, because I can hear it through the camera. You're thinking, Jess, that's lovely, but if I stop budgeting, I'm going to overspend. I need the control. The budget is the only thing standing between me and my maxed out credit card. I know, babe, I see you. And I'm going to gently take that one apart because it's the most important objection there is. You don't need more control over your spending. You need more honesty about your producing. And here's the reframe on control. The thing you call control, that white knuckle, the denial, the guilt, that's not control. That's fear wearing a sensible cardigan. Real control does not come from saying no to yourself 100 times a day. Real control comes from structure. It comes from a system that runs whether you're feeling strong that day or not. Let me give you a picture. The woman who relies on willpower to not overspend is like someone trying to hold a beach ball underwater with her bare hands. She can do it for a while. Like, she's strong, but she can never let go, never rest. And the second she's tired or sad or it's been a hard week, that ball comes flying up and smacks her in the face. And we call that the blowout, the splurge, the I deserved it moment. Now, the woman with structure doesn't hold the ball at all. She built the pool with a lid. Her money is allocated before she ever feels the urge. A portion goes to the workers. A portion goes to the life. A portion goes to the safety net that lets her sleep. The decisions are made once, calmly, and in advance by the version of her who isn't tired. And then she doesn't have to be disciplined in the moment because the structure already was. So when you say, I need control, what your beautiful nervous system is actually asking for is safety. And I want to honor that because it's very real. A lot of us learned somewhere that money is dangerous, that it disappears, that you have to clamp it down or it'll all go wrong. So the budget became a comfortable blanket. It made the fear quiet for a minute. And I'm not going to rip your comfort blanket away. I'm going to offer you something that actually holds you. Because denial doesn't make you safe. It just makes you tired and a little bit smaller every year. Structure makes you safe. So does production. Because a team of dollars out there working for you is the realest safety there is. It means the money isn't only ever flowing out. Some of it is flowing back in. And I'll say the honest thing here because this is a household where we don't tell fairy tales, right? So when you move money from sitting still into actually working, into assets, into the markets, into anything that produces, you are taking on risk. That's the deal, right? Some months the thing you built does really, really well. Some months the numbers drop, you go into the red and maybe your stomach drops a little, and that is going to be normal. That is not a sign that you did it wrong. The women who win are not the ones who avoid that. They're the ones who build it in. They use structure. They use stop losses. They size it so that a bad month is survivable, and they never, ever bet the safety net. Tools are tools. They are not magic, and anyone telling you they are magic is about to take your money. The frame still flips to production. You just hold it with discipline, with eyes open, because here's what I know to be true. All discipline leads to freedom. It's just that we've been pointing the discipline at the wrong thing. We've been disciplined about restriction, about saying no, about guarding our money. Imagine if you pointed that exact same discipline, that exact same capacity at allocation, at production, at building a team. Same muscle, new gym. Now, I want to do the part that matters the most, more than tactic, the identity part, because the question was never, how do I budget better? A budget just gives you a slightly nicer prison. The real question is, who are you being with money? A woman who tracks restriction and a woman who tracks production are not the same woman with different spreadsheets. They are two completely different people. They wake up different. They walk into a room differently. One is bracing, one is building. And the money is downstream of the woman. It always was. You don't get the wealthy woman results by copying her spreadsheet. You get them by becoming the woman who would naturally keep that spreadsheet. So I'm going to give you permission right now to stop being the warden, to put down the clipboard, to stop standing guard over a small pile of money like it's the only thing you'll ever have. Because the moment you decide you're a woman who allocates capital, who runs a team, who asks what things produce, your whole behavior reorganizes itself underneath that decision. The behavior follows the identity, never the other way around. You will never discipline your way into a new identity. You decide the identity and the discipline becomes easy because now it's just who you are. So what you assume is yours becomes yours. So stop assuming you are someone who has to ration and the delusion of being her before the bank balance proves it. That's not delusion. That's the strategy. That's the whole strategy. So here's what I want you to keep. One thing, one question. Carry it in your pocket this week and use it on everything. On the coffee, on the course, on the investment, on the handbag, all of it. Before you ask, can I afford this? I want you to ask one question first. What will this produce? That's it. That's the takeaway. Not is this allowed? Not did I go over or under budget? Just what will this produce? Sometimes the answer is it produces joy and rest, and that's the real return. Buy the thing, have the coffee. Sometimes the answer is it produces nothing. It just disappears and I don't actually want it. And sometimes the answer is it produces more. And you'll start to feel in your body the difference between a dollar that's working and a dollar that is just leaving. That feeling is the whole game. That feeling is the wealthy woman's superpower, and you can have it by Friday. It's just a question away. Ask it of every dollar this week. What will this produce? And watch how fast you stop feeling like the warden and start feeling like the boss. So if this has lit you up in some way, if you felt that flip from guarding to building and you want to actually learn more, you want to understand how to put your money to work with your eyes open, with structure, with grown women who fact check, who don't fall for the magic bean nonsense, that's exactly what we do inside Crypto for Women. That's where we take this framework and make it real. So come and find us. The doors are open. I would love to have you in the room. Have a beautiful day. If you've gotten value from today's episode, make sure you subscribe and leave a 5-star review. And if you're ready for more support in building regulated wealth strategies, check out the link in the show notes. Have a beautiful day.